science as we know it's based on a series of beliefs. You could call them dogmas, you could call them assumptions, you could call them beliefs. One is, for example, that the laws of nature are fixed. Another is that the total amount of matter and energy is always the same. Another is that the mind's in the brain. Another is that mechanistic medicine's the only kind that really works, drugs and surgery. There's 10 of these beliefs, which are the foundations of standard established institutional science. What I'm doing at the moment is taking each of these beliefs, looking at its history, and turning the belief into a question, so that instead of it becoming a statement, for example, nature is mechanical, the idea that nature is just a mechanism, inanimate, purposeless mechanism, it becomes a question: is nature mechanical? Matter and energy are conserved, the total amount's always the same, becomes a question: is the total amount always the same? Mechanistic medicine's the only kind that really works becomes: is mechanistic medicine the only kind that really works? So by turning these beliefs or dogmas or assumptions into questions, all these fundamental issues in science open up, and that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm opening them up, and what happens in every case is that the questions lead to a whole new vision of where science could go. And I feel people have been talking about paradigm shifts for years. I think right now this is actually happening, and what I'm working on is a way to see how this can happen systematically in such a way that science is regenerated. I'm in favour of a regenerated, revitalised science, and that's what I'm working on.
What is it about Hollyhock that makes it a special place to present your work?
There's an atmosphere in Hollyhock of beauty, living close to nature, being part of a community that's related to ecology and lives quite close to nature in a beautiful and very unspoiled part of the world. I just love being here. It's like a second home for me, and I find whenever I've taught here, the groups work well, things flow, there's an atmosphere of creativity, of encouragement and of inspiration. The food's great. Swimming in the sea and in the lakes on the island is marvellous. It's just a revitalising experience and a creative experience for me.